Hi everybody, it's Craig with LazerModels. We're going to work on the Osprey today. As you can see, all the pieces have been separated into like style piles. Go ahead and do that. Pause the video right now if you haven't done that yet. And then once you're done, come on back and we'll go ahead and continue building this model. Alright, well, we're going to assume that you guys have everything done and we're ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by following the directions right here. Step number one. We're going to start to go ahead and build the body. First thing you want to do is make sure you get the piece with the arrow, and that's going to face towards the front. I like to kind of build it sideways, so it's kind of facing me a little bit and stuff. So for you guys, let's see what we can do. So in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and put some glue right here. And then put that piece right there. Same thing with the other side. So now you got both sides are kind of just laying in there. It doesn't matter. We're going to go ahead and start finding the body pieces. The first thing we're going to use is the one like this. It's got little patterns on it. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue right in the front spots here. And what this will do is this will start squaring this out for us. You just kind of bring it together a little bit. So that'll take care of that piece. The next step is this little spot here. I think it's this little piece. Let me check. Yeah, it's this little piece. This piece you're not going to use for a while, so just set it to the wing because it's going to go in when we do the wing. So go ahead and just put it over here with the wing and just forget about it. So then let's go ahead and go to step 6. Step 6 is going to be putting the tail piece on. Now the tail piece here, as you look at it, go, okay, there's the rudder flaps engraved on there. Let's go ahead and put it on like that. No, it's upside down. Flip it over. You're going to see some more patterns on here. You want this piece with the patterns facing up. So go ahead and a little bit of glue on those spots, and then it's just going to slide right in here. Now this will start to square this out and make things a little more secure. Now we're going to look for the piece with the little box on it. Box is going to face forward, but if you put it, it doesn't matter. The instructions we just tell you to face it forward. Like that. Step 10 is going to be, should be this little guy right there. Yep. Some of these tabs, ones that are reversible or able to be put into 2 different places, we go ahead and modify the tabs so they can only go in one way. And make sure you have your tissues or whatever you use to go ahead and wipe glue off with. Let's see. We got this. Now we're going to go to step 12 is going to be this little piece right here. There we go. 13 is going to be the one that goes over the flap here. This one here has got a little bit of dots here and down on both sides, so make sure you get the right one. And then what I do is the tabs also, I put a piece of glue right across there. Because this rests on the back rudder, it just kind of helps hold it together a little bit more. Now again, so the top is finished. We've already finished the first 16 steps. Again, I tell you, do not put this little piece in. That's why it's over with the wing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put these build-ups on the side. We have them on both sides. So we're just going to do one side at a time. They're numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4, and no number on the top one. If you notice, this one here will line up on the front. It overhangs a little bit. All of these will do that. Also, each one of these has a little dash little line here. That's for the next one lines up on that line. Okay, so as we're building, we're going to stop on those lines. And what that does is that gives us that build up to the back angle. So for right now, we're going to just put some glue right there. Make sure that's out of the way for you guys to see. So we're lined up on the front. Now we're going to do number 2. Now what you want to do is you want to put the glue on the bottom of the piece. And what you want to do is just bring it up till it just covers that dash line, because that way you don't see it when the model's finished. The dash line is just there for your help to get you to line it up and get it in the right spots. Okay, that was number 3. Here's number 4. And then our last one just sets on here. So that's how the one side looks, right like that. Now we're going to go ahead and do the other side. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to start here. Put glue on that piece. Make sure the front's lined up. Glue there. Line that up. You can also, if you want, put a little bead of glue in that little corner there. And that'll go ahead and help it hold in a little bit better at times. There's not really anything happening with this, so it's not critical like some of the other models that you get a whole bunch of glue in somewhere. Alright, so those are all the way through step 21. Now, step 22, we're going to grab the wing. These rubber bands all the way. You will need these rubber bands later, so don't throw them out. And the little piece that we've not put in, that we've been kept throwing over here. So the wing does not go like you would think on here facing back, like a regular plane. It goes forward this way, just like that. The wing tapers to the front. So let's go ahead and put glue on the flat spots there. You can just dab the glue off on those spots there. Now, here is the one with the little pattern on it. So now we're going to glue this in place. Now, if you were going to go ahead and hang this, before you put the wings on and this, there's little holes on the sides. You can go ahead and hang it. If you decide afterwards, you get the model put together and say, hey, I want to hang it, get yourself a sewing needle. Put the fishing string through the sewing needle and just push it through. It's a little more difficult because you're kind of fishing a little bit, but it's kind of fun. Whole idea of this is to enjoy yourself. So anyway, this is in place now. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shut the video off, let this dry for 5 minutes. That way, because the next step we're going to be flipping it over. So I'll meet you back here in 5 minutes. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. We've gone ahead and let this dry. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to step 25, which is putting the bottom side on, these pieces here. So we're just going to flip it over like this. Grab the glue. 25 is this larger piece. Again, just some glue on the tabs. If you're more comfortable, you can put the glue on the tabs there. It does not matter. Goes in just like that. The next piece is going to be the piece here. So let's do it with the tabs. We'll put glue in the tab there, here, and just put a little bit of bead across there because this one does go across. That just holds it in place. Now, this one's a little tricky. It's going to be this piece. This is going to be step 29. And what this is this piece is going to glue in here, and you want it to line up with the front edge. Now once you get glue on here, it'll be easier to line it up. What those notches are is for the window, the little window pieces that you'll need later, but that allows us to get that notch in there. So what we're going to do right now is put a little bit of glue on the bottom side. I'm hoping you guys can see this really well. And then put that in there, kind of wiggle it around a little bit. See, until you get the front edge. And then go ahead and just let that dry just for a couple seconds. The next step we're going to do is the wheels, so just don't touch that front, and we'll just keep working. You're going to need 3 of those little pieces. So this little piece. And you're going to get 6 circles that have slots in them, but they're going to have also a little circle around on the inside like a tire. So you have 2 choices. You can either glue these on to here like this and then glue it onto the plane like that, or what I do is I just go ahead, put a little bit of glue on each tab, and I just set these little guys in there. Like that. And then I just go ahead and put a little bit of glue on the top and the bottom. And then I just start setting these in place. I'll do all the ones on one side. And then I'll spin the plane around and do the other side. Just like that. Now we'll go ahead and do this side. Now you don't need a whole lot of glue. And then you're going to want to let this set for a little bit and dry. Or you got to be really careful and flip it over as we keep working. And because I haven't looked at the next step of instructions, I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. Alright, so that finishes the first set of pages. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and let this dry, take another little 5-minute break. Once that's dry, then we're going to go ahead and put the inside on. We're going to put these back wings on the back, and then we'll be back to continue working. So let's get the glue closed up. Alrighty, we've got ahead and let that dry for about 5 minutes. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to take, because there could still be a little loose and stuff, we're just going to take it and flip it over like this. And then the first thing we're going to do is, let's go ahead and turn it this way. We're going to go ahead and put these on the back. Now, these will only go on, well, they'll go on 2 ways, right and wrong, but they'll only go on one side. The lettering and stuff face out. If you notice, there's a small tab, a larger tab, small tab, larger tab. So this would go on to this side. And this one will go on to this side. There was no easy way to make these where they stay perpendicular and stuff. So the easiest thing to do is just get some glue, put a little bit of glue on the rail, and a little bit of glue on the tab. And then just set it in place. Again. then just set it in place. And just kind of line them up for their straight. So the next thing we're going to do is the front here. These are all numbered. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, no number, and a funky little thing. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put glue right on the inside edge, not out here, because sometimes they'll stick out here because it tapers and stuff. So if you stay there, you're always going to be safe. There's one. Two. Three. Now number 4, if you look at step 43, we're going to glue the little seats on. Okay? So a little bit of glue here, a little bit of glue there. The seat just glues together like that and pushes in. Now we'll go ahead and put glue on the inside lip. Lift them in, drop them down, push it back. Now, remember the piece we did on the top with the little notches? Well, this is the one that goes on the bottom. So that goes there and takes care of that. Now we're going to go ahead and put these little window pieces in. You have a long piece and a short piece. Okay? They do not go this direction. The large piece goes down. So they're going to go in just like this. Okay? So what you do is put glue here in both of the lower spots. Lean it over. Careful not to hit the back wings. And put it there. Again, this piece is the bottom. There we go. And there we go. Just in like that. Okay. Now the next thing we're doing is we're going to start building engines. I'll make sure I miss nothing. Right, we're going to build engines next. So at this point in time, we'll just take this, set it over to the side, let it just dry. Okay, now the engines, you can look at step 49, and the engines will go ahead and show you that every piece is numbered except for a couple. So the first thing you want to do is grab all these pieces. You're going to have 2 with no center, set those to the side. You're going to have 2 hooks, set it to the side. You're going to find 4 small circles with slots. Not the large ones, small ones. And you're going to find 2 C's. Those all can go up here because we won't use them until we put the propellers on. Now, let me find... There's 3. If you go through and you start turning these all where the numbers face up, you'll find the ones that don't have numbers. Set those over here. Alright, there's 2, 3, 3. No number on the big circle. The 2 big circles do not have numbers because those are the very top. The items over here are the little ones. Those are the very bottom. Now, all of these have numbers, and the numbers are critical. Obviously, we start with the circle, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. But that's not the critical part. The numbers are on one specific side of the piece. See, different side. When you're building, doesn't matter, right side, left side, does not matter. But you have to use all the ones that have the number on the left side or the number on the right side. You can't mix them. They will not turn out properly. Okay? So what I suggest is 2 piles. And then just as you're going, we have also number 6 and number 9 have lines under them for you don't make a mistake. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 through 10, 1 through 10. 1 through 10 will fit on this section, the fatter section. So what I do now is I'll go two more without numbers. Okay, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We'll talk about these 6 little pieces later. So in the meantime, grab one of your hooks. Does not matter if it's this way or this way. It doesn't matter. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take, like I said, doesn't matter which side, but just stay with the one side. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to cover those up so we don't accidentally pull from that side. So, number 1 goes on first. Now this is where you start putting glue in the little cracks. Now, you have an option. The numbers face you or the numbers face in. Doesn't matter. Be consistent. I like facing them in. Also, the numbers have to go in the same place. So if you take the hook on this case and say, okay, I'm going to have my numbers on the hook side. So there's number 2, faces up. So numbers go up now. And make sure you continually face them in, because some of these have pieces on the sides, different angles that are important for it. That's number 6. 7, 8, 9, and now we go to number 10. Remember, numbers up, faces in. Okay? Now if you take it and you just squeeze here and push up, any glue that sticks out, won't be a lot because you don't use a whole lot, will be right there. And then you can kind of arrange these a little bit to make it a little more smooth. Okay? Now let's continue. We got 11. A little bit of a blob there. Okay. Okay. Remember I was saying how Each one has little stuff. If you put that in backwards, it's going to be on this side and the engine won't be able to mount. So it's critical, stay consistent. Now we grab two of the ones with no numbers. And you can just line them up a little bit because it does allow a little bit of movement. So if you go ahead and you line them up and stuff, it just looks a little cleaner. Now we have one of these. There's a narrower side and a fatter side. Put the narrower side accordingly. So in this case, the narrower side is going to go up. There are no numbers on this one, so you just got to put it in the right place. There's no notch, any of that stuff, so just put it on where it looks real nice and clean. And then once you're finished with that one, set it to the side. Now basically what we're going to do now is we're going to repeat that. So again, I'm going to stay consistent, hook up, numbers up. Number 7 now. Eight. Now, depending on the thickness of the wood, sometimes this last one here, number 9, won't get much of a notch on it. That's okay. It's designed that way. Now remember, the numbers go up. So now this is going to flip to the other side. So this is now away from us where before it was to us. Number 11. Remember, away from the mount, so it'll be able to bounce on the plane. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. And again, push it together. There is no right or wrong side on this one, but you want it to have the notch facing up in this case. And then this here, this one, the skinny side is going to go up again. There you go. So you got 1, 2 completely reversed engines. So we'll set those up here, let those dry. Let me get rid of this Okay, now the plane's been sitting over here drying, so it should be well dried and able to be moved around and worked with. Now what we're going to do is, you've got 2 large pieces, 1 per side. Doesn't matter. What I'm looking for is the side that's cleaner looking. I'm going to put it for the outside, so that's why I'm just organizing them. So the first one that you're going to get is the big one, the long one. So this one's longer. The next one you're going to get has a little arrow on it. Now that's going to go facing outside, facing forward. Okay? So here's the one for the other side. And then these, just split them up. So first thing we're going to do, and then we need these little guys. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. If you're going to start building, you keep building the wing assembly, I like putting these on first. The instructions tell you to put them on second, so I'm going to show you that way first. So what we're going to do is we're going to put glue, and these wings are notched, so you can't put them on wrong. Well, you can put them upside down, but that's it. Okay, so that's step 1. And then step 2 is putting glue on here and putting it in the little slot there, like that. Or you can just put glue on there, set it in the slot, grab this one that goes there, and put it on that way. We get to the same point, so it doesn't really matter how we get there. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to install the wings. There's I'm going to set that to the side. And these we're going to use later with the engines. There's 4 wing pieces. There's one with a flat edge, 4 little score marks. That's the one that's going to go in the back. The next one just have dotted lines here. That goes there. The next one has dotted lines, stops, starts again, dotted lines. And this one here has a little half circle, dotted line stop, dotted line stop. So that's the order it's going to go onto the plane, just like that. What you're going to do is you're going to put a bead of glue here, and don't be afraid of the glue, because you're going to finish this once we start. So you've got glue there, and then put glue on each one of these tabs. Because that's what the wing's going to rest on. You also have 2 rubber bands, which we'll get to next. Sometimes this wood has a little warp to it, so that's why we have the rubber bands. Alright, what you're going to do, line stop, half circle. Sets right there. The next one, line stop, it's going to set there. This one is just the straight line. This one's the line with the score marks and the flat side. Okay, now you want to hold this down, and that's why I was saying sometimes a little bit of bowing on the wood. Loop the rubber band right there. Loop the rubber band right there. Push everything down. And if you roll it to about the score mark here and over here, it's going to be fine. You don't need to worry about it. It's done. Just keep building. So now we're getting ready to put the engines on. Remember, we had these that face forward. Now you could put these on either side. This one here is going to go on this side because it has to. You can't put it on the other side. This one and this one can swap. I just wanted the cleaner side instead of the rustic side for this build. So what I want to do, take this off, put glue on the top of the tab, and I'll put a little bit of glue right in those areas. And then that just pushes on. Now this one here, same thing, better looking side, so glue on the tab, a little bit extra glue, and push those on. Now, go ahead and get this side done. Again, glue on the tab. And you can't put these in the wrong order because we have different size notches to help prevent that. I mean, I guess if you tried hard enough, anything's possible, but alright. Now, that's finished for now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the propellers onto the engines you built. Again, at this point in time in the game, it doesn't matter which engine you work on or how you do it at this point, because it's going to matter once we put it over here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take one of the ones with the slot and we're just going to set it on the top. You don't need any glue. Same thing with this engine, no glue. Propellers, edge work, no edge work. Put the edge working up. Okay. Remember the ones with the little C-clamps, the little slots? That goes on. Pushes up. Same with this one. Goes on and pushes up. Make sure it's pushed in all the way, because here's where the glue comes in. You're going to now put glue on the top of these. Now that moved out a little bit, so push it back in. Once you push this piece on, that's going to glue that C-clamp in place where it can't go anywhere. And then there's also no chance of getting any glue on your propeller for it won't spin. That seems to be a lot of concern of people, so that's the way we've solved this. Now, the engines. They have an air intake. That goes down. It does not go up. So this is not the one that goes on this side. This is the engine for that side. So we're going to set it down just like that. This one we're going to set down just like this. Okay? Now you have two options. We put a cross here. This happens to be the one for this side. Okay? Down. So you can put the wing in this way. You gotta wiggle it a little bit. Okay? Or a little bit of glue there. Or you can put it in up. Like that. You don't have to glue these in. Okay? I'm gonna leave them up because that's how I like it. Because that's what makes the Osprey kind of unique, is the fact that it can fly up. So we're just going to put them in that way. Okay, so those are in, free spinning. Now the only thing left that's to be done at this point is to get rid of these rubber bands. So knife or scissors, or you can take them off before you put the propellers in. Anyway, there's your Osprey. It's been fun. Now remember, if you put the strings in, you've got it up here, you just loop it around and you put a loop up here and you can hang it. Or 2 separate strings, you know, your choice on how you want to hang it. Anyway, there it is. Thanks again. We've got a lot more models coming this year. I'm hoping to get another 5 or 6 done this year for 2018. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful day and enjoy the build.